begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter.
What it do? Sorry, this is extra late. I know it is. So without further ado, let's get to how the market opens today so we can get a quick snapshot of that before we get going. So just to keep track of where we were last week, right? Had a level to break through. Holiday volumes didn't get through that. Same structure, right? This is the Dick rules open of that gap, and you're inside the range of that. So let's see if we get a flag that holds at least the old open that we had here on Friday. And if that happens and we get back up here, you're still paying attention to a rotation of our flags through this. So right now it's opening in a place that you probably want to chill a little bit and like be cautious while it's inside of like, you know, this range of volume and gap. It gets underneath here, it could fill this gap. It stays in here and gets back up here. You're just patient to wait till it gets back up here. So, you know, no FOMO. SPY things, if you want to look at that, same gap structure, right? Above a volume, a major emotion area. Got a Dick rules base right here, right? Of where the open's going to be. Got 15 seconds. So, I don't know why that's there right now, but it's not, that shouldn't be open. Why is that there? Because it says it's like, that's very peculiar. Is that clock wrong? My clocks are wrong. I have 2 different times on my shit. Holy cow. I've never seen that before. That's actually wrong. So it opened. That was weird. That was actually off time a little bit. Okay, hold on a sec. Screen. Oh, I got you. Jesus, why did it do that? Alright, my bad. I don't know what that was, but my clock was wrong on my trading view. It was behind by a few seconds, which I've never seen before. Anyways, so what I was getting to right now was your Qs, the way they open right now. right? Within the body of this can still make the flag, good trigger for the exit of the flag if it gets up here. And the S&P, like I said, is holding the same kind of structure. But if you look for this, if we get through the opening of Friday, you can watch out for a gap fill right here. But for the most part, you're just watching for this rotation to happen, right? This flag that we've been waiting on to rotate and get out of here. So far it doesn't look too bad. Just kind of a light opening since Independence Day. VIX, we do want to keep track of this guy. Remember, we are keeping track of the Trolex level in here, and we're keeping track of the rotation off of 1339, which has happened. So that's like your major caution, to at least pay attention that's worrisome. And we want to see what that allows to happen. So for right now, we're at pop up out of here. Doesn't mean Armageddon right away. We're still down at 14. But if he keeps getting steam and pumping this way, you do want to pay attention to that, right? A rotation through this can get ugly and lead to a D-risk. That being said, let's see what else we got. DXY things. Been better keeping track of him through the euro and stuff like that. Has been a little bit cleaner. So right here, we're kind of watching like a potential bull flag on this, which would be a bear flag on DXY. GBP, USD, watching him also. Attempting to get this rotation done. Much bigger bull flag than we first started with, but still holding a system high right here, right? So that still looks possible that the dollar can get another route. You've got OPEC meetings all day today, so you do want to see what comes out of that. With regard to energy, that's pretty much their big lever on attacking the dollar. So what they say, most likely we're looking for something along production cuts to target the dollar again. So we're kind of going to see what comes out of there. That being said, the yen's taking a little breather this morning, but it should still stay on your radar. If we're going to still keep on seeing risk assets being strong, then this thing is probably, it got more gas to it, many of these guys. This MXN is unstoppable. So whatever is going on with that guy. So definitely make sure you keep track of these things. All right, so not doing the whole macro section now. I just wanted to catch up with you guys, make sure you got out to a good start. I see you guys translated this theme correctly. Good shit. I figured I'm falling in the back of talking to the dead. It made sense, right? So he said I look like Palpatine. What do you guys think? Do you like this one? I can't pronounce it right. Somebody out there can probably do better than me, but El Oscuro Oráculo, which is the Dark Oracle. To be my ass, god damn it. Very Shadow Nomics-esque theme. But yeah, I thought I'd try something a little different with him. What do you guys think? Like this one? Colors were definitely a fucking bitch to come up with on this guy. I think it fits well on our fucking communing with the fucking dead from Requiem of the Dead, A lot of fucking dead themes here. We're at, pretty much highs in many stocks and, good bull pump, and we're talking about dead bodies still. At the end of the day, right, we know there's still a lot of dead bodies out here. And there's still a lot of people who are banking on, Armageddon that are going to become new dead bodies if they don't stop. At least on Tesla, right? What a gap those guys ate. 91 on the open. Oof, a little light. Well, it is a little bit of a late open. Shout out to throwing some bits. Peace outside Aber. Appreciate you guys. So, you guys get a decent break. A little light traffic there. I've been, had a little talk on 4th of July with a few folks in there. Appreciate everybody who came together, helped Abra pull together that entire crazy list of timestamps for all the mentions of the shooting clusters that we used for sentiment reading, the big bull flag coming out last year. That's all I needed was to get like some locations to find them, and then I'll figure out how much of it to like capture. So you guys don't have to do any more, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time to do that. I can't believe you did it that fast. So that's pretty kick-ass. And then for anybody else, that's an amazing resource of where all those are to go back in time and kind of look at it. And you'll see some things too. Many of you who did do that can see that there's a lot of intel around those clips that are still pertinent today, that have unfolded, that definitely worth a second look. So I think that's huge, to do some research like that in the clips channel. It puts down good resources for everybody else, because you don't realize how much stuff has been covered when you go back a half year worth of shows, So even I can't remember every single thing that's inside all those shows. So it's a huge look back for everybody when we pull up some stuff like that. Let's see. Yeah, I actually started kind of working off of a totally different color scheme. I was like, you know what? I was like, I gotta get an ode to shadow in here. So I'm glad you guys dig it. Not gonna be the longest show on the planet. I am like a little too close to the fucking opening bell, but I'm gonna cover some things here. I have a war story that I didn't get last week. That was a semi-book. I think I'll open up with that. Oh my god, it's a real book. Semi-book, motherfucker. It's an actual book. Alright, so let me see something here. There you go. Before I fuck up my picture. Silly thing. Okay. Alright, all set. Manifesting and fighting the drift. Manifesting and fighting the drift? I hope I'm not trying to manifest the drift. Alright, semi-book alert. Hi Kaz, it's OX Ralph from the Eco. Wanted to share a war story with you guys. I came across the Eco talking about manifestation and goals in the voice call and in the show. The question was, what goal do I want to achieve so I can guide my habits and mindsets towards this goal? If I wanted to make X amount of money, what for? After hearing this, I decided one of my goals is to provide experiences for my son. So I set a goal for myself this year to make a certain amount so I can bring my family on a family vacation in our dream destination for a couple of weeks. I tried to manifest this and remind myself of my goals daily. I then was able to reach my goal with the recent bull rip with some winners, and I'm posting here. During the vacation, I knew what that Kaz always mentioned in voice calls and in the show, that if you can't look, that is precisely the time to look. Okay. So I had in my mind that opportunity might be lurking. When you take a vacation with the family, sometimes just take the vacation day, you know? However, I took a string of losses from positions I took before the vacation, trying to play the crypto rotation early. So when I landed in our destination, I ended up not wanting to take planned trades because of fear of further loss, and probably thought I should just focus on enjoying the trip. I was totally not in the right mindset to execute trades due to this, so I ended up watching planned trades such as things like Tesla and RCL, which were covered in the shows, go on massive rips, and realized how my fear of loss was mostly an ego thing, and that I just didn't want to hurt my ego taking losses while on vacation, which is purely illogical. Also, I realized that if I had trouble focusing due to the vacation, a lot of other people may not be paying attention as well. As Kaz always says, sync waves are a thing. After this introspection, I tried my best to keep up the same habits while on vacation, such as making plans and reviewing streams. I had trouble though playing the Japanese market, which was one of my focuses since Kaz has been pointing to Japan's strength in the streams. I was in completely different time zones from where I could normally play it. So I thought about setting buy stops and stop losses on risk structures. I wanted to play before the Japanese market opened so I could get in even if I couldn't be there at that time. But thought it would be risky because of gaps, so I ended up not playing and missed some planned trades. Is this something you would recommend? I wouldn't recommend trying to navigate what you're trying to do on vacation when you're out of time zones and out of your normal element and out of your normal habit. You know, sometimes it is worth just taking a break, right? You're supposed to be trading to live, right? Not living to trade. So the whole point, you said, is to take your son on some experiences. That was the goal, and make that the actual focus, right? Just like trying to trade too many symbols, you're going to fuck up a lot of things, and you're going to take your mind away from what your actual goal actually was, which is spending time with your family and your kid. So trying to incorporate planned trades and habits when your life is kind of in a place where you can't maintain habits, you know, sometimes you got to know when to separate things, right? So And I do understand like the logic, right? When you can't look, there's usually opportunity. But never forget what your actual goal in all this was. It was to make enough to take your kid on and have some experiences. Let that be what your actually plan was. That was your planned trade, right? So, keep that in mind. Other times I had planned to take a trade, but alerts wouldn't trigger because of my spotty internet in remote areas. That's even more crazy, right? You're in a place that you can't see shit. So obviously, like, this is like you got bad internet, bad connection. None of your normal things you would be doing this with. So, in this sense, you're kind of maybe forcing the situation to just be in the market, and that's not the moment to do that, right? So I think when you look at what you're writing here, you're kind of like forcing yourself to be in the market when you don't have to be, right? Sorry, I know I just nicked a bunch of your guys' ears again, right? My bad. I gotta definitely do something. I don't know. That shit comes out of nowhere. Even I turn it off. I have like my screens up. I've nuked stuff, but if I open a tab, it turns on all my fucking alerts again. It's the craziest shit. So, anyways, let's get back to this. Where is your spot? I knew when I had to keep misplanned entries as well during the trip, right? I knew when I had to keep even tighter habits and planning than normal as life was pulling me away from taking part in the market. Thankfully, I was able to catch some entries during the tail end of our vacation that turned out to be winners. After getting home and speaking with Voice and some of the other Euro crew, it was pointed out that how you think about a thing matters and that our mindset should not change just because we changed time zones or go on holiday. And thank you guys for reading, and thank you for everything that you do. Again, like, I think you're saying a lot of things that are like, core habits and stuff that we talk about, and understanding like, synchronicity, that when you're out of position, there's a good chance that many people are out of position. But I think you took that logic over to the very thing that all of this is designed to help you achieve, which is, quality of life things with the people you take care of, right? The whole goal of all of this is to have a better quality of life, to realize goals that aren't exactly dollar-based, but, more likely actually experience-based, right? What kind of things do you want to be able to achieve with your family? And, without inflation adjustments, if you talk about having like a vacation home, being able to have experiences, a lot of that, you don't know exactly what the dollar amount's going to be by the time you achieve it, but you do know the goal is where you're heading. So, as you keep going towards it, you'll generally earn enough if you manifest this goal to pull it off without knowing the dollar amount beforehand. Now, if the goal is also to spend time with family, right, that is the primary goal, then that's the trade you're supposed to execute. That I think you kind of got caught up in, like, I need to not miss the next, trade in the market. But this wasn't like your job calling you away, or, a crisis situation that emerged. This was actually your main plan the whole time with everything that you're doing in trading. So that's kind of like a different thing, But I do understand you're trying to adhere to the logic just to make sure, you remember the point of everything you're doing here, right? But what do you guys think on that one, right? That's a pretty important point. I think a lot of people lose sight of exactly what you're doing this for. Sometimes you get caught up in the very next play and you forget the whole point of what you're doing, right? I think Izzy's got some good insights on exactly this kind of stuff. Let me see what he wrote, because I know this is something we've talked about before. Exactly, right? Know when to take a breather. That's the most important thing. Like, especially vacation, that's the one thing. Definitely take the vacation. That's the whole fucking point. Don't stress yourself out on vacation, One, if you take losses and hang out with your family, you may get to change the quality of the vacation for your kid. He's not gonna know why you're in a shitty mood. But yeah, I think that's a good point to make. All right, let's see. What did he say? Think in terms of goals, not money. Exactly. Like that idea, like right there, right? To say I need to make enough money to take my kid on X trip. You don't exactly know what the experiences are going to cost. I can tell you that, but you know what your goal is, what you want to do with them, right? So, like, don't think like that. Kind of when you manifest like the objective that you have, you'll make enough money to do it. You know what I mean? It's not that you have to think, oh, how much money do I need to do X? It's kind of like, I need to do X, and how much ever it'll take at whatever point, inflation adjusted to whatever situations in your life, that'll come together, because not because you plan on the exact dollar amount, but because you actually manifested the actual vision. So I need to have a vacation home. I want to be married with 2 kids, and before I'm like 29. You don't know what that's going to cost really when you're 22, right? So you have to actually just plan to manifest that. And you produce the house and the kids, you're like, well, shit, I didn't know it was going to take me $700,000 across 7 years to get here, but well, fuck, at least I got it. And that's kind of like, a different way of thinking. You think about, I have to achieve this much money, that becomes like a fucking moving target. It's very different. And say, I need to achieve this much money to have a family, that's the opposite. You need to, plan for a family, and you'll manifest what's necessary, without putting an exact dot on it, which makes it like, the watch pot never boils effect. You want to be careful of that. If you guys get what I mean. What if your goal is to increase your risk in R's? I mean, I think that's a short-sighted goal, to make more money to do what? Again, just a dollar target doesn't really mean much. What is more money for? I don't think you have to state what more money is for, just what are your goals? Just stop defining your goals in money. And the money part will fill itself in if you stay fixed on those goals and to achieve it, Hell, you don't even know that it's going to take X amount of dollars to achieve that home or whatever. Let's say you win the lotto, and it's just something you manifest in a totally different way, and you don't have to earn any actual money, right? It's think about it like that. You don't know exactly what's going to get you there, but keep your mind on that, that goal, and allow the pieces to fall into place that build a bridge to it. All right, so that's interesting. That's always a good convo. I think that's a good one for us to have in the Discord on voice. I think you should definitely be in that, because a lot of people get caught up in, I need to make more money, and you kind of lose sight of like what the point was. And you ever heard that saying, to redouble your efforts while losing sight of your goals is the definition of a fanatic. So never get caught up in chasing a number, especially with something that changes value the way money does. You want to chase a number. It's like, hey, when I was 20 years old, you wanted to make $1 million, because in 1999, 1998, $1 million is a lot of money. After I got into real estate, I did numbers past that and got into crypto, and I was like, well, that shit evaporates in moments. It's not the same money. $1 million in 1998, it's fucking worth a lot. It's garbage today. So, all right, let's see. Never fixate on a number, right? All right. Why are my tabs out of fucking order? 1 second. My screens are all backwards. One sec. You go over here, you go over here, you go over there. And you guys want to see one of the other versions of this thing? Yeah, he didn't come out so good. I had to go and change him up a bit. I like the fire in the back, but it was too close to the other theme, so you guys get that Obama looking theme. That wasn't one of the Red Danger themes. That was really just like a play on his color schemes for the hopium theme. But yeah, all right. So got that guy. Appreciate you, sir. Do we have any financial numbers? Oh, right. Today's Wednesday. Today feels like a fucking Monday. Your guys are right. This doesn't even feel like Wednesday. So something to be aware of for today is this shit right here. Federal Reserve meeting minutes. So this is your big catalyst for the day, and you have OPEC talking all day. So definitely be aware of this. Like I don't know. My whole days feel completely fucked up. It doesn't feel like a Wednesday at all. But yeah, you're not on Monday. You're on this shit. And so 2 o'clock, Darth Maul potential is definitely there. So want to see what they say and see what they say about inflation. So there seems to be a lot of positive news about inflation. But the market's, tearing ass and being part of what they want to kind of tamp down to kind of attack inflation. It'd be interesting to see what they say, as far as their further actions as we head into the second half of 2023. So don't forget this. It is Wednesday, and that's your biggest catalyst right there. Whenever these guys open their fucking mouth, if you don't remember to catch them, they can fuck your whole week up. So pay attention to that. And there's a lot of red stuff for this week, after the holiday. So tomorrow, all numbers you care about, all major market moving stuff, unemployment things, ISMs, these were all major moving, 10 o'clock, 8:30, and 8:15. So there's a lot of pre-market action for Thursday. Behind the FOMC, so even whatever this does, this is worth keeping your eyes on. And then you have Central Bank of England, and then you have what's this, 8:30, average hourly, all of this stuff is market moving. So Friday and Thursday numbers are all quite market moving. So definitely a decent amount of red action for the week. I don't think we had any earnings we gave a shit about. Let's see. Wow. What the hell? I think I've ever seen that little earnings in a fucking week. Holy shit. Well, I appreciate you putting it up, even if there's only 4 motherfuckers reporting. That's crazy. Alright. Cool. Fed numbers, definitely worth keeping track of. Is that what I just did? What the fuck is that? Okay, got it. You silly thing. Alright, where you guys at? Can we take a look at Pepe? Maybe. Alright, back to here. FRWC. Alright, so been on the beast mode rip. You know, yeah, one thing to pay attention when you're parabolic like this is like, for even one paying attention, right? The FOMO to try and get into this thing can really fuck you up and get you chopped if you're not careful. We do want to keep track of like our leadership in this, and you know, Japan, like we said, has been in focus for a while. He's been the strongest thing for a good, you know, a couple weeks here, you know, into the maybe months into the beginning of 2023. And right now, right, you know, like I said, it's kind of like the way we looked at the big cap stocks in the U.S., right? If they were getting pushed, these trillion-dollar companies are getting pushed by biggest money in the marketplace, it's likely there's a chance to reprice the rest of the homes in the neighborhood. And Japan, you know, as one of the homes in the neighborhood on the world stage, him pricing like this meant it was worth paying attention to what he was doing and everybody else that was lagging him. So right now we're watching this situation on him. We're watching, you know, similar structures in other assets. Germany, right? A lot of markets are strong. Paying attention to France too, while France is on fire, is kind of crazy, right? Because you couldn't tell from this chart that France has anything going on different than fucking like the rest of Europe, right? Looks so crazy. But France is still, wait a minute, this is the wrong chart. Wait, it's not right. I have France somewhere else. Do want to update these guys, right? So this is the situation, right? Within this crazy shit is the crazy riots in France. And you guys, I know you've seen that stuff. It looks like fucking like, you know, some dystopian fucking future going on over there. But I guarantee you the average French investor can't tell. So always curious to watch these things. You know, Europe had been an early leader. Then Japan took major strength from it, and the U.S. was kind of not really in the leadership group. But watching these guys' structures in a correlated world basket, you know, can give us some insights. So right now the VIX a little bit of a bounce to it. Keeping that in you know, context with what we see over here. We want to watch, you know, for when the next major push in world baskets can happen. So it seems to be a little consolidation inside Japan, you know, in that bull flag, and here in this bull flag structure on the cap against this high, and then in Germany, right, also sitting against the high. So we want to keep these guys in context and what they're doing. Let's see. All in all, right, things don't look too shabby. Not that, where'd he go? And there is our shooting cluster chart. I gotta call it something different every time. Mass shooting chart. But hella projection from these things, right? And still blows my mind to look at this thing. But for right now, right, it's about as bullish as it can look, and it's in a place that, like I told you, is reminiscent of a spot in 2011 where everyone just literally was so turned around backwards they couldn't get their mind around it for the next few years. And I feel like we're kind of have like similar sentiments in the marketplace at this time. Bull markets are built on the dead bodies of those two ignorant to get out with their own biases. And as crazy as that sounds, it's not that these folks should have not been where they were, but there are people in the areas that they were that survived, and there are people that weren't. And the more observant of the population generally gets out of the way of danger if it's possible. And in many of these situations, there's likely to tell, whether it sounds cold to talk about or not, that could have given away that there was danger lurking that somebody just less observant and more observant would have seen. As crazy as it sounds, right? Wherever catastrophes like this happen, there is usually a tell that it's going to happen before it totally happens. As horrible, it's a horrible thing to talk about. I do understand that. At the end of the day, this is just data, right? And data that probably most people were not willing to fucking use. At the end of the day, though, over the weekend for July 4th, I'm sure you guys saw it, there was a bazillion mass shootings again. And it becomes an interesting thing to think about because the United States has distributed firearms so well, so evenly, that every strata of society that wants to fucking take out their rage in this way literally can. From kids in like grade school, middle school, to middle-aged folks, to people in low-income areas, to high net worth people. Every strata of society has access to guns. So it's so well distributed that we can really get a reliable fucking reading on outlier behavior in emotionally stressful situations. It's a really crazy thought, but the U.S.'s gun policy has actually given us a window into human behavior that you really couldn't get anywhere else because guns aren't so available to every strata of society the way they are here. But yeah, pretty fucking crazy. I think there was 10 people killed over this 4th of July, which is yesterday. I am your dark oracle to read those tea leaves so you don't have to, But I'm getting DM'd and thanked by people who are using it to make buys, and that, I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know if I say you're welcome or what, but it's pretty crazy. But I've actually been DM'd on Twitter by people that have used the murder cluster on their own and, other mass shooting reports at time buys. And boy, if that became a trend, oof. Crazy as shit. We got 99 here. I'd say even with the show open right now, that's kind of skeleton crew vibes. So pay attention to that with the sentiments of what I just showed you on that most recent S&P 500 chart with regard to where we're at right now in the bull flag of S&P, Nikkei, and European indexes. So where are we at right now? 9:59. This show got started a half hour ago. Not gonna lie, I tell you it's not gonna be a long one. So I'm gonna go back and cover your guys' macro and do your symbols. I'm probably gonna get you out here close to a normal show length today. But yeah, it's just pre-production took, man. I was on this thing from 7:10, 7:15 working on art for this thing. I don't know what the fuck. I just it was a tough follow behind the last couple, So anyways, hopefully you guys did good. Trying to keep it fresh every time. Working on something special though. In the background, I'm working on learning a couple of new skills. I'm gonna try to evolve the art in a totally new direction. So hopefully within the next week or two, I can show you guys something pretty badass. I gotta say, I'm fucking mesmerized by this thing. This is, I've been doing this for a long time. This is the craziest thing I have ever found. I gotta say, this is the absolute craziest thing I've ever stumbled on. I cannot believe we really used this live and it worked. And told everybody it was 100% accurate and it still worked. Do you know how scary that is? That I could say that and it still worked? If you get why, you get why. But like, the jinx is real, and saying that is a colossal jinx and advertising to a ton of people, it means that the idea behind this is so fucking scarce it didn't really matter. And I know really huge money follows me, and it still didn't matter, which means the tilt in the system is extraordinary for an idea like this. Anyways, all right. So macro things, back to our SPY. We talked about that's a SPY. We don't really cover that again. And this is the S&P version of the SPY is the ETF version of the S&P 500. So you kind of see what you're watching, floating between this emotional level and here. This is your next target as long as you stay above this guy. So that looks decent. Q's your tech part of it all, right? Slightly stronger. So your trigger for him where he's at. What's it? 30, 370, 49. If he could sit above that, he could get gas to go out of here. Things like Tesla, which gapped on that crazy FSD FUD from the guy riding in Ross Gerber's car. I showed you guys that, and that was just like an insane sentiment thing, right? And when you put that out where that guy did, he put out into this like location, actually Tesla's up like well over 100% with crazy momentum. And it kind of, when you look at it in that location, it likely means that they need it to come down, right? And I told you, like, these guys are suffering huge losses again, trying to short Tesla. Elon's antics on Twitter definitely doesn't make it look like you shouldn't short Tesla because he looks like he's out of control. But I think people don't really know what exactly he's up to on Twitter just yet. I'm going to hold a minute to reserve any judgments. I think he's up to something that we don't quite follow. So never exactly know, if what he's saying is totally true about AI's attack, bot scrapers being all over it and stuff like that. Maybe that's what it is. We've caught a momentum play. Let me get out of that. All right, Apple sitting out top, right? Nothing's in a place that I'd say you want to ever get from and say it's got to be a short here. The only thing that's a worry to us is the VIX and what the VIX is doing. I'll take some software names like Microsoft. Some of these guys flagging, like we said, above system here. Waiting to see if software catches another tailwind. Adobe, many of these guys we have. If you haven't checked some of these out in a while, we have a couple of these guys we mapped out here that looks actually pretty interesting. Projected flag on him, he's not moved from it, but worth paying attention to these dudes. And Netflix, we talked about him before, like on Netflix, on a ridiculous comeback, flagging above system, rotating out of that, right? Just bullshit everywhere. Bull movements everywhere, really bullish looking stuff everywhere, and not a lot of bullish sentiment, just extremely bullish looking structures. CRM, old software guys coming back. Crypto things, going to look at that. Right, crypto's been pretty strong. I'm watching him over the weekend. BTC's been kind of chopping our last sentiment guy, M299, and just kind of sitting in the flag, but we have seen strength in other parts of crypto, in ETH and some, even over in some DEX coins, and LTC above all, right, got ridiculously strong. And whenever he does that, we always want to keep track of this guy. Where did I put the graph for him? I have multiple graphs for you. There he is. Right, we've been watching these flags forming and telling you just keep track of them. You're waiting to see if he can finish this rotation. It's kind of just becoming a larger and larger shockwave, and he finally broke up here. So we definitely want to watch this next flag. That's key. If he flags and pumps again, that should be pretty bullish for all the crypto. BTC dominance. We want to keep track of this because we know that if he kept on falling, like we said, he would allow for shitcoins to pump. So he did. Once this began to fall, we showed you over here and said if he keeps on doing it, he gives some life, but if he turns into a bull flag, you watch again for another BTC leadership move. So, all in all right now, hope you guys were able to use that to your benefit. It did allow for some pumps to happen around crypto with this, collapsing even further through the weekend. But in the broader picture of things, right, BTC is still dominant. This is still a structural breakout over a 2-year range, and if this keeps getting life to it, it is a BTC party primarily. Let's see, Adam. Nothing here that we need. So we're going to pull back today. And, let's lower it down a little bit. Right. So we had a projection here, this bull flag, rotate up, flag around this mid-level I have inside the troll box range. and then see if you can get to the high side to break out. So you just pushed through a little bit, flagging again. You really haven't vacated this area, so just still being patient with it. I think anything else that we care about, and then currencies I already talked about at the beginning enough. Let's see. I did the VIX right, and the VIX where we at right now is him, so we pay attention to him. Our Trolex swing level 1430, so that's a high right here. So pay attention to this right now. It's a good inflection point as far as the gap up in the VIX goes, and how you'll deal with him from here till tomorrow. If he comes back through here, fills gap that way, or if he rotates and heads towards the angle, right? So this could give you a good point line in the sand to watch with where the NASDAQ is currently sitting, and if he's gonna dump bar through this, allow the NAS and probably tech to get another risk on push and continue the movement. If this guy bars up, it's gonna be like a fake break higher. So that should hopefully be, that's probably too much data for you, but it should be enough for you guys to navigate it with. Okay, I think I have anything else there I need to talk to. Let me check this guy real quick. See. Hi, Ivy. So he's still cooking, right? We're still waiting to see. This is a large rotation. It's been quite some time for this to even be taking shape. So again, this is also 2 years, ties to the BTC dominance stable range, and this is part of a larger rotation that's possible for ETH that we think in a big rise that we're still watching, right? Ivy, relax, girl. Guys, see healthy Ivy? She's here for the loves. Alright, I think I covered everything crypto specific. She looks so good in this filter, doesn't she? What a cutie. Hey, lover. Want to sit with me while we do show? Oh, there we go. Alright, who's got symbols for me? 97. Did we never break 100 today? My God. The hate is real, guys. The hate is real. She's back to help with the analysis. If you look between a cat's ears and a graveyard, you can see spirits, right? Oh, wise tales from the 90s. Didn't y'all ever have any witchcraft friends that go out and hang out in graveyards? I had a couple. You had to be from the 90s for that to be cool, though. Guys, like, what the fuck? You hung out in graveyards? If you don't have goth friends, you weren't living in the 90s. Gotta have some goth friends. Iverson. Symbols. There they are. And, well, I feel like you guys ask that one like every fucking next minute. Alright, let's see. Max 103. Boy, getting no love, guys. No love. Are we not keeping up the content at the levels that are necessary, that is demanded? I think we've been fairly accurate. What do you think? Pretty crazy, I gotta say. Alright, let's go. Alright, Ivy. I need my hand back, babe. Oh, let me get something that right screen. I can't see shit. Hold on a sec. Oh, but I just moved. Whoops. Alright, where we at? What the fuck is that? Okay, sorry, some loud ass noise coming from over there. INJ. BTC. I don't think you guys do ask that one. You always ask USDT, don't you? Okay, let's see. INJ USDT. This is the one you always ask. Okay, so that guy, to put this box here, this is the box that we kind of like gave you like a fractal of like the 2011 run to 15 for Obama's presidency, right? So we're going to use that sentiment fractal like a lot. So the bull flag, right? When a bull flag's got real, good structure to it, most people don't recognize it's a good idea to play here because hindsight mindedness will fuck you up and make people feel like from here to there they've missed too much, right? Oops, wrong thing. So you look from like the base to here, right? You'll have a run. This is crazy, but 600% when you're hindsight minded would look like missing the move. So for it to go from here to here, which is nearly the percentages, would just kind of like not look desirable to people when they look backwards. After it gets here, they'll feel like, oh, I should have played it. But in the real time moment, people always look backwards and like, oh, BTC's was 16K. I wish I could go back there. Or ETH was 800. I wish I could go back there. Not that ETH could become 3 or 4 or 5,000, but that they need to get it where it used to be, right? So the hindsight mind never lets you really look forward at things. So we put this as a fractal of the sentiment of the internet bubble and the way rotation up in Obama's presidency took it up to the top of the internet bubble and no one wanted it, right? So this is a good position for that right now. If he continues this rotation and crypto keeps its strength, I think that looks good. So the BTC version of it, we want to see Bitcoin dominance not be pumping away, or it'll kind of hinder this ability for him to continue to push against Bitcoin. The fact that he's pushed so far like this, right? Bitcoin dominance just broke out, but right now, that hampers the ability for this guy to really go anywhere. That guy is kind of in keeping in this. Yeah, did that keep the same price range? So okay, that's the same resolution. Let's just put it over top. ETH, BTC, just to get something to compare to, right? He did not exactly a perfect match for him, but this area is the same thing that's happening, right? Because Bitcoin dominance is affecting everything. So it just shows that this guy is stronger than ETH. And if there's going to be a broad push here, you'd like to see it go across a few things. Let's see if, all right, okay, that guy's there. So we'll put LTC on there. Oh, damn it, screen, gotcha. My bad. Okay, sorry. Damn, that whole time? All right, now I gotta go backwards and jump all fast. No, so what I was showing you is that like, this little area tied up on INJ BTC is kind of like in the same place right now. That's kind of stalled with Bitcoin dominance, being where it is. If it continues to push, it would probably stall these guys out. But INJ looks to be a lot stronger than things like ETH or LTC does. That is the INJ versus the BTC ratio. I look at INJ USDT, which is was an outperformer. He's up 600% from the base. The sentiment I told you, right? From here to here would look like too much miss for the average person to go chasing it, and they would fail to play all of this, right? And that's a sentiment from like Obama's fractal, right? The move always at the top of the bull flag, or the recovery of the entire internet bubble, or the crash itself that is this bull flag. This part has major sentiment damage, just makes the whole crowd kind of miss it, and when it goes arcing at haul-ass speeds, they chase it into here and eat another shockwave, get kicked, and if it imbalances well enough, it pushes on out of this. So I think that looks good as far as the dollar-based one goes, and I think seeing in BTC, it looks stronger than most typical BTC pairings, so it looks like he has more alpha on him. And I think in the USD and the BTC market, he looks good to keep an eye on. Ivy, you're like really like heating me up. You're funny. So yeah, I think that guy looks good. AMD, talked about him in sympathy with like NVIDIA and just semis in general in sympathy with that. So from last time we watched him, we're watching a bull flag. He made a slightly higher break and then rotated underneath it. So we should redraw that guy. We should probably look at anything else in here. Let's see like what semis overall look like. So kind of watching this setup right here. And if that continues to rotate out, that can probably take AMD with them. So you probably want to watch that. Let's see, let's check Clack. Ivy, I really need my other hand, girl. You're killing me. Oh, we have Clack on here. Okay, cool. I did do Clack. So looking at a couple of the semis, I think you want to keep track of these guys just as a basket goes. You know, I'm not sure which of them AMD anybody has any specific AI anything going on beyond that. I know there's a couple that do, but some of these other semis, you know, look the structure like they're playing catch up. NXPI I think is an AI guy. You know, so there's some guys, if you look up, do a little research, some guys are going to have more AI relativity to NVIDIA, and you'll probably see some really good action out of those dudes if you check those guys out. Ivy, stop looking at me. Gross. Definitely the one thing that is not cute when you know what cat breath's like is fucking cat licks. Very gross, Ivy. Please. Alright, cute factor's over, girl. You gotta go do whatever cat things you're about to fucking do. Jesus. That was pretty funny. I got to a free roll on this shit. Let me not kill myself while I'm in fucking stream. I'll take it, sir. So yeah, some of these guys look better than others, right? So we put AMD back up here, and we put this guy on top of him, NXPI, like, you know, just kind of see which guys really are down the resolutions you guys are obviously trading, right? So we come up in something like this. Look at the rotation. You can see like, you know, NXPI like is undoubtedly like stronger, less you know, vicious in the correction. So you know, when we talk about best of breeds, as much as like, you know, you're just looking for sympathy plays on NVIDIA, like some of the guys are going to have better gas on them too, especially if they have any, you know, deeper relationship with the AI space that's driving NVIDIA. So you kind of want to make sure you kind of look into that a little bit, right? Be a little bit more selective. But yeah, I think the whole space as a whole, the market stays broadly bullish. It drags them all with it, you know. HD, Home Depot. So haven't liked Home Depot as much as like, you know, the home builders themselves, and because I feel like there is a crunch for living space, but there isn't really available discretionary income to fix up your shit the way that you've had, you know, previously in low interest rates. Like people spend crazy money on like kitchen cabinets and everything they fucking want. Home Depot really is, you know, is a peripheral to the home builders, in that like you have a lot of like, you know, not just, you know, renovation booms, and when people have the money to like spend on their assets, you kind of see these guys, you know, flourish. So the better space in home builders has really been like, you know, the builders themselves that make the fucking houses, more so than the guy that fixes up what's going on inside of it, right? DI Horton, right? These guys we talked about in the show before. These guys look crazy. Pulte P. I always forget the Pulte's fucking symbol. What the fuck is wrong with me? I think we had some of these guys on the show before. I think it might be this chart. How do I keep forgetting this symbol? Every time I fucking type it, I forget it. Okay, well, there's an OG trigger. That's not it. I know I put something on here. Did I put the home builder fucking ETF itself on here? Oh, there it is. That's home builders. God damn it. I knew I did something. So yeah, there's a home builder ETF. So if you guys pay attention to this one, this was a money fucking play, right? Told you housing looked like it could go fucking crazy when we drew this projection out. And then that's all your guys like Lennar and... what the fuck is wrong with me? I literally can't remember this fucking symbol. Pulte, Lennar. Oh, God, this other guy. THMC? TMHC? Taylor Morrison. Jesus Christ. Anyways, there's a couple home builders to give you an idea. Scale that, right? So if you guys pay attention to this play, gave you pretty much all the home builders all in one play. So for me, don't pay attention to that, right? We talk about cars, or we talk about ITB, right? This is the iShares US Home Construction ETF. He's like the S&P 500 for all home builders. So to make it life easy, like you see in OnlyFans right now, I've given you like indexes for like, you know, some small groupings where you can play like basket steel, and you guys were able to play like the triple play on steel I put out there that hit for RS, Nucor, and X, by analyzing like, you know, an ETF that's concentrated in specifically steel. This is an ETF concentrated specifically in home construction, so not Home Depot, but the guys who build your tracks out there. So this is a really good way to like analyze broadly like a space, and then obviously there's gonna be some little differentials between the, you know, the players in the spot. But this is a pretty good way to just look at all of them at once. So that's why we look at SMH and stuff like that to kind of get a hold of semis. You know, not all semis are the same. Some are more AI focused, some are not. So hopefully you guys, you know, were able to leverage this and play out some of these home builders that went crazy. So HD, with that being said, I think he's a bit of a laggard, and I think there's strength in other places. I like him above this trigger, and if the market he's pushing, yeah, he can come up, but he's a bit of a laggard right now. So that's the point I was making. Then there's Lowe's also that goes with that guy. He's the other version. He looks slightly stronger rotating above this, and I think, you know, if you see this right here, just a little high, I think that's a good place to see him stabilize. If he does, he's going to push and chase home builders. Then I think he does this, and Home Depot probably tracks along with him if he does. FRWC/ETH. Is this a, what is this? What is FRWC's USDT? What is it? Okay, free USD. You be asking some crazy. Do I have a fucking native symbol for this guy? What am I looking at right now? Why you be giving me the craziest shit? What the fuck did you ask me? FRUSDT. What is this thing? FRWCUS. What have you given me, sir? Is this what I'm supposed to be pulling up? Free? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? I don't even know what this is. Forgotten Rune Wizard Cult? Are you serious? That's a, okay, that's not a fucking, that's not a crypto. Like, what the fuck? Forgotten Rune Wizard Cult? That, oh my god, that sounds like the rug of the rugs. Let's I need to see what this is just because you asked it, because that sounds ridiculous. Is there like 3 niggas in this, including yourself? FRW Forgotten. Oh my god, it's a real thing. It's a Forgotten Rune Wizard Cult. Alright. I'm not like, you know, I don't know much about this guy. What a mint price. After the rugs coming out of Mizuki, the nonsense and the luggage, this is when a heavy bias can make you say some stupid shit, but something just tells me that this isn't a blue chip. I don't know what. I just don't know that's in my top 600 fucking NFT projects I'm paying attention to. The Forgotten Rune Wizard Cult. I will say it's a great fucking name though. Like, that's hilarious. But dear God, I don't know enough about this. I don't think I want to talk about what this is. Looks like these people have a lot of these damn things. This is some degen shit right here. Let's see. What do these things look like? I'm curious. Oh my God. I'm not shitting on pixel art. I think it's cute, but I don't even know how you found this nonsense. But the stuff we talk about, how the fuck do you find shit like this? You know, what page on NFT Price Floor is this fucking piece of shit on? I'm curious. How the hell did you find this? Is it probably, let's see, wait. Oh my God. Too good. What's the volume of this thing? There's like 8 niggas trading it, right? 131 sales, 37, 13. I mean, if I said I liked it would explode. If I said I hated it, I don't think it would move. But it looks like shit. It's at the lower end of, like, you know, what most of the fucking NFT winter guys look like. I just honestly, in good conscience, can't fucking remotely put this in here and possibly endanger anybody else from the Forgotten Rune Wizard Cult. You're on your own with this one, Chuckles. I'm not even gonna do that. Jesus Christ. Ask a real symbol. Forgotten Rune Wizard Cult. That could be sentiment things, but I'm just not gonna fucking do it, dude. Jesus God. I'm sitting there typing stupid letters like a fucking idiot. It's not even in there. Where did my symbols go? HG1. HG1 is copper. I feel like we didn't do copper on the HG chart, did we? I feel like we did copper like this. Oh, please tell me. I know we did this somehow other way. Copper. Why they just, oh my God, they do so many of these motherfuckers. I never know where anything goes. Copper versus dollar. I'm pretty sure we did. Or copper could be old. HG1. No? Damn, I guess we don't have a copper chart. Okay, alright. We'll just do the HG1 chart then. So save us in the future. So that's the only time you guys ever asked me copper. Didn't make it through the trigger. Well, shit. Puts in a high here. 2006, 2B, 2011. So there's the high. So this high comes with silver. Silver puts in a high in April. Copper put it in first, so I didn't even actually realize that. But silver actually put this high in April. I actually have the play on that. SI1. All right, silver's high is right at the back of April, going to May. It's actually the last week of April, and so copper is right before him in February, and then gold is in August. So the commodity high comes right over here before you get that gas pedal move into the stock market, and your risk-off assets and your metals all pull back kind of as a group. Right now, you're kind of congested up at the highs, and GLD is not that chart. GLD is congested at the highs, right? So you've got precious and non-precious all looking kind of similar right now, all kind of congesting up at the highs. So been paying attention to this, been paying attention to the way gold is acting right now. He's kind of taking a pretty good chill in this bull flag for a while. I think you're watching kind of all metals together in that respect. This trigger I still think is good to watch. Let me think. That's more than rotated. You kind of look at this floor here as the first floor, potential second floor, bull flag. Oops, that's gross. Bull flag here, attempting a rotation, through. So right now, like a fractally floor here like this, slightly potentially higher floor here, question mark for that, right? Can he continue something like that and push out of that floor and do the larger version of it here and push out like so? Fractal junk, Possible, right? If gold gets its strength right now, the tip of that bull flag, we might see these guys all kind of sweep over and rotate, back up towards their highs right here. So I think that's kind of what we're watching. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So this is your questionable second floor in here. BA, good old Boeing. Let's see. Boeing. Not the Boeing chart. Boeing. So box range I gave you, you're kind of waiting for this to cook. I did this on a couple shows ago, and you're kind of waiting for this to cook to see if he finishes the same rotation. So what we just drew on copper, right? Major low, potentially higher floor. First N to rotate this to make the bigger N, right? Exactly the same play. So he's kind of out of here. If we look at this, we go back to copper. Let's go back here. You can actually see it's exactly the same structure, right? Come on. Major low, and then this flag here with a low, and possibly turning out of that flag. That's literally another version of what Boeing looks like, right? Almost exactly the same thing. So Boeing's leading that a little bit. So this is what we're hoping to have happen to copper, right? And then push up into another structure. He stabilizes and can push up higher. I think that's what Boeing is trying to do right now. So you're watching to see if this Boeing gets back above this box range. WBD. Warner Brothers Discovery. No shit. I forgot I never pulled that up before. Well, is this Warner Brothers? Is in the guys who are flopping on everything DC, the Flash? Is that what this is? Because boy, have they fucking blown that franchise. Warner Brothers. Yeah, I guess that's who that is. Well, yeah, if there's anything to go on their movies, they've been getting wrecked on everything from Shazam to Flash. So that looks horrific. Don't know what the hell this was. But I think when you see this kind of swing you've got here, let's see. Yeah, let's see. Turn that to something not terrible. So that low contact right there was perfect retest under here. What did you guys say? That spike was Bill Wong. What did Bill Wang do? If you can tell me, I don't know. I don't know that story. So, looking at it right now, this is pretty nasty, right? You got a high right here. This dump move. I'm going to use this as a major swing since this led to this crazy shit. He blew through that. And then you got a good retest on it. So that's your line in the sand. So if he's going to come back from the grave, that low has to hold. And that has to be your second floor. And again, the same setup you just saw in Boeing, right? It's kind of like this kind of action, right? This would have to be a questionably, possible higher floor out of the two to set up a chance for him to do this and come through back through that key level he's got right there. That would be where he's probably a good idea, is going through this, like not before it. As long as he stays under here, he's got a chance of like legging down again. So I think if he gets up here and he gives you some kind of like structure, like that is possible. But it's totally deadly where he's at. The other thing is, you see how much volume is packed down here? So you can see this, right? The volume went fucking completely nuts in April for whatever reason. This looks like this is just a major exit move. And then the volume has stayed high, so it's allowed for a lot of volume to build here. So if he rotates, you can kind of see like a curve, right? Because he kind of comes in, and if he curves his way back out of here and picks up all that volume down in the trenches, he can absolutely come out of here and get gas again, because he's definitely been fucking floored, in that little pullback. Look back a little bit more. Yeah, he has a potential, and you always look at like your line in the sand. A good test is like, just look what it did before, right? So like here, you can see one good clean structure above that level and led to this, right? This tag here, one decent structure above this, got a little bit of a push, held another structure above that same trigger, and it did that insanity. So anything that could stabilize above this is worth paying attention to, if he gets back above that same floor. So kind of like how we did with the, Ragnarok and the Phantom Zone, right? You look for where gas was, where gas can happen above a level, and price as memory can happen again. So if he does recover this with the amount of volume down here, something might be possible. What's this? Warner lags. Is Indiana Jones, is that them? Oh no, Indiana Jones is Disney. Never mind, I know that. Let's see what Disney's doing then, as a matter of fact. Nobody's even talking about Disney. Let's see. Disney looks like fucking absolute dog shit still, and we have a line in the sand that we drew up on him a while ago, so just kind of waiting for him to cook his way out of that and see what he does. Okay. Bill Wang imploded $3 billion on leverage and got margin called. God damn, that's astounding. Probably way more than $3 billion, to be honest. A lot of banks were collateral damage from that. Okay, he's that rogue trader guy who keeps getting supported. I didn't know about that. Sounds like he should be trading some rune wizards. All right, so that is okay. I lost my symbols. Where'd they go? Pepe. Motherfuckers are such degens. Okay, let me get Pepe for you. I have Pepe. I have Pepe ready, actually. Yes. I was ready for you to ask me Pepe. Here it is. Crackheads. Knew you'd ask me this. So last show we talked about him, right? He was in a bull flag right here, kind of rotating up out of this level towards the only level you got, really, which is the level that pumped him into all-time highs. So pumpable level, chance for a pump above same level. We want to see one good stable structure and pump again, right? So he's got one stable structure here, and then he, has a small one here, and he goes gas pedal. So we're in that same area right now. What is this level? This is, God. Stop being stupid. Really? What the heck is that? I don't know what that is. Oh, that's a POC. I didn't make it big. Okay, actually, I was like, was that level I gotta move? I'm retarded this morning. So this is the POC. That's your main volume going through this guy right now. Is your core volume back there. Decent line in the sand, right? then you just look at it like in a top area, that this is where the concentration of volume is, so that's running right through the heart of this bull flag. So you probably want to see him to stabilize on top of this shit and turn up again and have hopefully crypto gain some strength again fairly soon for this to work out. Otherwise he corrects through, you could run the bottom of this, create an expanding range, and you have to wait again. But yeah, I think you're kind of just being patient with what crypto does here in the throwback and see what comes next. So I think I got it. Wouldn't be surprised if DJ moved to Disney. I don't know who's DJ. I can't think of what that is. Alright, I got all you guys symbols. You put dungeon nerd stuff or the gen nerd stuff? Like Dungeon and Dragon. That does sound, that should sound like some Dungeon and Dragon shit. I don't know if you guys know. I know, all in the internet era, the betas have risen to the top of the food chain. But like, if you played any of that dress up fucking roleplay shit in the 90s, you were gonna get fucking a swirly. If you guys don't know what a swirly is, you really missed out on fucking life. But, and anyways, yeah, Forgotten Ruin Wizard Call. Just say no, NY League. Alright guys, I got all your shit. It is Wednesday, don't forget that. You have FOMC things happening today, so make sure you pay attention when those minutes come out at 2 o'clock. And if you remember right, let the Darth Maul happen. Gave you guys a plan how those work. They're inside. You guys can see there's a clip for that inside the the clip channel inside of Discord. Let the Darth Maul play itself out. Wait for him to console a little bit, and then he'll pick a direction. You play that. Stay safe, motherfuckers. Catch you on Friday. Peace.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome.
Sometimes I just be smoking. Sometimes niggas be leaving the theater early. Y'all should fucking know better. No, I'm playing. I'm not doing too much anything. But about what we said, right? So hopefully some of you motherfuckers on a free roll already. Again, if you got a free roll this fast, Europe is closing. Don't keep playing into lunch and shit like that. It'll slow down and you get another chance to do some shit, you know, after the Fed shows up. But yeah, don't call tops, motherfuckers. These shits can keep going. So depending on what the Fed says, you know, there's a lot of things cocked and loaded. I definitely pay attention today. Easter was last month. You know, can't get too much eggs in your diet, motherfucker. What can I say? Too much eggs in your diet, sir. So, not the best of strength there, man. Really, tech is kind of the lead on things right now. Good rotation right there, right? See the difference in tech. Financials, they've been creeping in the back, but not a good setup on them guys neither. Discretionaries and fucking tech really been the game right now, right? So, you want to watch these dudes, right? Any of these guys get to line up, you know, rotate again from these high flags that nobody believes can keep going, they're going to get left again. And then, of course, the things like discretionary, like we say, cars, fucking housing, right? You know, that's where the real strength has been. So you make sure you pay attention to these dudes, right? ITB, see them? So they're flagging with the discretionary sector. Still the fucking real lead in the market, right? Is tech and discretionary. And with discretionary, you have those things like, you know, RCLs and, you know, Netflix is in there. And Tesla, you know. So, anyway, a little impromptu basket action, right? So, there's strength all around. People just really aren't looking for it, right? Anyway, motherfuckers, stay safe out there. Catch you niggas on the flip. Peace.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly.
Now, you guys didn't see any of that? I'm gonna have to do it all again. Unbelievable. Well, that's not a good Easter egg if you didn't see it, so I'll do it again. The good thing is, Command Z, and I can Command Y it all again. I'll do it again. That's a shitty Easter egg. Let me fix that. Damn, I built a basket for you. Nobody saw nothing. Oh well. Alright, so how far did I go back? Unbelievable. So, what I was saying was, I'll do it again. There it is. God damn it. So that was the cues, as I tried to say, were out. Hope you guys got a free roll out of that. Like I said, if you held above here, right, you could go out. Good trigger off this. If you played that, that's where I played off of. Already got a free roll. Don't know if it keeps going or not. If he doesn't, you get another shot like around 2 o'clock. So don't force it. If you guys got the play off of there from the little quick prep we did at the beginning, probably chill in that because you're going to go to the European close here in like 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and then you go into lunchtime. So you probably get another shot after the Fed goes and fucking crucifies everybody. Let's see. Next thing I did is I can line these guys up top or in good structures like Tesla. Gapped up like that. If the Fed says the right thing and gasses it out, we can keep going. Apple, all these guys are gapped up. All worth noting. They all kind of line up the gap of the Qs. This is XLI, and industrials don't look so good right now. The real leadership in the market is coming from tech, right? You can see his rotation right now. It's got a floor. Quick rip around this. This could be good to kind of line up, with the Qs and push out some more if we get a little bit more strength. XLF looks like dog shit. Looking at discretionaries, right? That's where the strength is. It's in discretionaries and tech. So looking at these dudes together, right? We'll put on some here. Look at the bull flag you've got there. At the highs that we are where Tesla is. We can look at guys like cars, which is the ETF for autos that contains Tesla. You can see ITB flagging with discretionaries, right? This is the ETF that contains home builders. And then we can see some of the guys that are also like manufacturers, like, in leisure and things like that, that also look structurally in line with this discretionary bull flag if we keep getting gas. So just showing you a quick way of looking at some things like around discretionary, from some of the industries around it to some of the assets around it, and kind of showing you, like, there's a lot many more things that are bullish, not all in perfect phase. That's why you kind of got to pay attention to, these different parts of discretionary, different parts of tech, and see where your strength is. Sometimes it's going to be semis, sometimes it's going to be software, and discretionary, sometimes it's going to be cars, sometimes it's going to be home builders, and so you kind of have to make those distinctions when you work your way down to what you're doing. Ultimately, you guys should have a target and kind of wait for them to come into alignment rather than hunting through the wide myriad of possibilities. It makes more sense to have a target and wait till the right pieces align up to say that my guy in cars is looking pretty good, or my guy in home builders is looking pretty good, right? Anyways, don't fucking make it confusing, more confusing than it has to be. All right, niggas, that's your Easter egg. God damn it. Peace out.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly.